During your admissions, you might have received one booklet from us, right? Pink color book. So that's our PhD regulations. It's like the Bible for the Center for Research, right? And you are the first batch of students for regulation 2025, right? So before you, until July 2024, we had 2020 regulations, but now we have 2025 regulations. We had a lot of amendments in 2020, which we incorporated in the new regulation, and then we prepared one booklet, okay? And small changes have also been done with respect to this regulation. And to make you familiar with the regulations, we are having one session dedicated to PhD regulations. Am I clear? Right? First and foremost thing is that you have to believe in yourself and you should refer to the regulations and know stuffs. Right? Sometimes what people do is they'll ask their friends, seniors, அவங்க தெரியலன்னு சொல்லிட்டா பிரச்சனையே இருக்காது. அவங்க தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி ஒன்று தப்பாக ஒன்று மிஸ்லீடிங்காக சொல்லுவாங்க. அதை கேட்டுட்டு people will do wrong things and come to us and then we will say this is not right. Right? So first and foremost, the thing that you have to do is you have to refer to the regulations and find solutions for your problem. Right? என்னென்ன மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்குமோ எல்லா ப்ராப்ளமுக்கான சொல்யூஷனும் அந்த ரெகுலேஷன் புக்கில் இருக்கு. Because we work based on the regulations. We don't work outside the regulation. Right? See, we are all, we have some certain tenure in this center. I'm an associate professor from the Department of ECE. No, I'm holding this post since June 2023. I may hold office till 2026. Then I may leave this place, somebody else might occupy my office, right? So people will come, people will go. But the regulations, the rules will remain the same. Nobody will work outside that book. They'll work only inside the book. And when there is a circumstance that is going outside the book, then we'll immediately have a committee meeting and then we'll start giving amendments, right? So everything will be based on a committee's decision, right? One single person cannot decide on everything, right? So whatever your problem is, for all your problems, there is a solution in the regulations book and we want you to refer to that book before seeking help from somebody else. Your colleague or your senior, whatever it is, please avoid asking doubts to them, right? So please refer to the regulations. So though it is given to you, we still wanted to make you familiarize with some of the clauses present. The regulation book has got several clauses. Clauses relevant to scholars, clauses relevant to supervisors, clauses relevant to the institutes, the head of the departments. There are so many clauses available. It's like, we have the constitution book, right, for India. Like that we have this regulations book. What I'm going to flash here is something which is relevant to you. As scholars, what you have to know. So those things are flashed here. And this is very important for you to understand and to execute. So you have joined us. It's a new journey for you with Center for Research. And we will be processing all your documents right from the coursework till your YOS examination. And if you want to have a smooth coordination between you and the Center for Research, you have to go by what the regulation says. Very simple. Anything outside the regulation cannot be done. So what is inside the regulation? We have to see, right? All right. So a small glimpse about Center for Research. So now around 14,000 scholars are pursuing PhD at Center for Research as on date. But that number dynamically varies because somebody will have bios today, somebody will have bios tomorrow. So every day their numbers keep changing, right? But as on date, we have around 14,000 research scholars. At least 10% of the research scholars are in the university departments. We have 4 campuses, right? MIT, CEG, SAP, AC Tech, right? At least 10% is in the university departments, right? And you can see the statistics. Every year, more than 1,000 scholars are getting graduated. They are receiving their PhD degree from Anna University. And Anna University is one of the biggest university that produces more number of PhDs in the country, right? And as you could see here, in the 4 campuses, around 1,879 students are pursuing their research program, right? Okay, so this is the organogram. How do we function? See, we work on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar. There are several centers. Some are autonomous, some are non-autonomous. It's an autonomous core center. It's a revenue generating center, right? So it is headed by our Vice Chancellor, right? And under the Vice Chancellor, we work, right? So Center for Research comes directly under the Vice Chancellor. So we have one in charge for that, which is our director, who takes care of all the activities of the center. So the director will be the chairperson. We have two important committees. One is the research board, the other one is the executive committee. So all academic matters will be discussed in the research board, and all financial matters will be discussed in the executive committee, right? As you could see the composition, research board has vice chancellor, registrar, director, who is the chairperson of the research board, and we have around 8 faculties: faculty of electronics and communication, faculty of information communication, mechanical, civil. There are 8 faculties available, and all these have one head person. We call them as faculty chairperson. They also form a part of the research board. Then we have some internal expert members and external expert members. Put together around 20-25 people will be there, and all academic related matters will be placed in front of them. We get their suggestions, opinions, and based on that any clause is made, right? It's not one single person's decision, it's a committee's decision, right? And similarly, with respect to finance, right, we have a separate set of people who will discuss, and they will budget the items or any modification related to finance. All these things will be practiced, right? So in addition to that, we have some other designations present. We have additional director post, deputy director. It can be more than one deputy director, and we have assistant registrar who will take care of the financial matters, the superintendent who will take care of the academic matters, and below them we will have several dealing hands, assistants. So many people are working for you. So if you come to center will have so many sections: a section before synopsis, a section after synopsis, a section for thesis scrutiny, a section for admission, a section for supervisor recognition. There are so many sections available. Around 40 to 50 people are working in our center to take care of the PhD activities at Anna University, right? So this is the organogram. And we are trying to convert our office into e-office, right? Which means we are trying to migrate from paper to paperless jobs. So you might have received all your PR and DC in e-copies, right? And we are also issuing confirmation order as an e-copy, right? And further, the extension orders, liable for cancellation orders, we are trying to convert everything into paperless job. So please have a close look at your Scholar login. Please also inform your supervisor about the documents that could be dispatched from Anna University to you, right? It's easy, you will not lose the paper. Anytime you can download the paper and you can use it. So that's the agenda. And as said, we are the biggest technical university in India, and we have received the best citation award from Clarivate Analytics for having more number of papers in high quality journals, and producing more number of citations. And Sodh Ganga is a place where the Indian universities will deposit their thesis. It's a repository, right? So we do deposit our thesis in the Sodh Ganga portal, and the Anna University is the #1 university for contributing more number of PhD theses in Sodh Ganga, right? So these are some of our achievements. I told you, we have chairpersons, right? So we have around 8 to 9 faculty. For all these faculty, there is one chairperson. For architecture and planning, we have Meena Kumari ma'am, civil engineering, Premalata ma'am. All these people are the professors, right, who will take decisions on a particular faculty, right? Okay, so this is your program flow. You applied for PhD, then you wrote your entrance examination, you cleared your interview, you were called for an admission, the PR was issued to you, the DC list was issued to you, right? And then the program starts, right? Please remember, the duration of the program is counted from the date of provisional registration as per the regulation, right? You might have received one PR, right? Adhula or date irukum. That date is the date of joining the program. We are trying to make a small modification to that. In future we will be making your joining day as the date of joining the program, because we will issue the PR today, but you might take 1 week to join the institute. So we are trying to make a small change there, but as of now, as per the regulation, the date of PR is your date of joining the program, and duration will be counted from that particular date, right? Okay, so you joined the program, and then the first DC meeting would have happened. You might have finished your first DC meeting, right, wherein they would have suggested the courseworks, and then you submitted the document to us, and you might be pursuing your courseworks. Maybe some might be starting their coursework in the next semester, right? So the first stage is the coursework. So after the issue of the DC list, within 3 weeks, you would have conducted the DC meeting, right? And you will finish your coursework, right? And the next stage in the PhD program after the coursework is the confirmation of your provisional registration. But between coursework and confirmation of provisional registration, there is one more activity present, exclusively for university department students. It is not for other research scholars outside Anna University, but there is one more activity that you do between coursework and confirmation. That is, after your coursework, which is after 1 year, you will be called by the Center for Research and you will be asked to present your research in front of an expert member outside Anna University. And many a times it will be people from the central universities or central labs or state universities or state laboratories, right? And no, we call that meeting as Research Advisory Committee meeting. Yesterday, Velraj sir gave a small brief introduction about RAC. And during that time, you will be presenting your research objectives, right? So 1 year is over after joining, right? So you might have had some idea in you. So these people who come as expert will try to refine your objectives, right? If you are in the perfect way, then they'll say it's okay, you can proceed. But if there is something should be changed or not relevant, or we may be misled by some wrong information, they will try to correct you, right? The sole purpose of the RAC meeting is to fine tune your research objectives, nothing more than that. So this induction program is a mandatory program. Likewise, the RAC meeting is also a mandatory review meeting that you have to undergo, right? Only after completing your RAC meeting, you can conduct your confirmation meeting. Suppose if you conduct the confirmation meeting without finishing RAC, the center will not issue the confirmation of provisional registration order until you finish your RAC meeting, right? So it's better you finish RAC and then do your confirmation meeting, right? So RAC is Research Advisory Committee, right? So after the completion of coursework, which as per regulation, you should finish within 2 years from the date of your provisional registration, right? But no, if you're full-time scholar, you can finish it in 6 months. If you're part-time, you can do two courses in 1 semester and you can finish it in 1 year. Worst case, it cannot exceed 2 years, right? So after RAC meeting, you'll proceed for the confirmation of provisional registration, right? And before that, there is one more step which is called as comprehension, right? Comprehension. So after finishing coursework, after finishing your RAC meeting, you have to go for a comprehension examination, which is in the written and oral form, right? And there you have to demonstrate your knowledge with respect to the chosen research field. நீங்கள் சூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிற ப்ராப்ளம் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ரிசர்ச் ஏரியாவில் உங்களுக்கு தேவையான ஃபண்டமெண்டல் நாலேஜ் ஃபவுண்டேஷன்ஸ் ரெக்வயர்ட், ஹேவ் யூ அக்வயர்ட் இட் ஆர் நாட், that will be tested in the comprehensive examination, right? It depends on how the supervisor conducts, right? Your supervisor can conduct independently along with the DC member, along with the senior professors in the department. He can choose his own way, but it will be in the written and the oral format, right? When it comes to CGPA, your coursework CGPA should be at least 7.0 put together. It's CGPA, not GPA, right? All four courses you will take CGPA, it should be above 7.0, greater than or equal to 7.0 to qualify for the comprehensive examination, right? See, the coursework can be conducted either in the physical mode, you will attend classes along with the PG students, or you can also choose courses from NPTEL platform, NPTEL platform. All 4 courses can be done in the NPTEL platform, right? And they will issue you one grade sheet, right? And if you go to your Scholar login, you will see some scrolling message that says how to convert your grades obtained in NPTEL to the equivalent Anna University scores, right? Please refer to that. And accordingly, your CGPA will be calculated. It should be more than 7.0, right? Am I clear? So after finishing your NPTEL course, which is a PG level course, or attending classes along with PG students, if your GPA is more than 7.0 and if you have also completed your RAC meeting, you can proceed towards your comprehension examination, where a pass or a fail will be recorded, right? Nothing more than that. There is no score, there is no grading, nothing. They'll say whether you have cleared it or not, right? Pass or fail. And now, if your performance is not satisfactory, some 3 months grace period will be given to you. You have to appear for the comprehension examination again, and after that only you can proceed for confirmation. Am I clear? Right? You'll finish your courseworks with CGPA 7 and above. You'll finish your RAC meeting. You'll get a pass in the comprehension examination, and then only you'll go for confirmation of provisional registration. So you'll conduct one DC meeting, right? And then you'll present your progress in the program to the doctoral committee members along with your comprehensive examination results, and then you will send the documents to us. We will process them. We'll see whether they are in line with whatever we require, and then based on that, your registration will be confirmed. And this confirmation should happen within 3 years from the date of your provisional registration, right? If you don't do so, then we will raise a liable for cancellation, right? If you don't respond within the time limit given, then your registration might be cancelled. So let us not talk anything negative in this forum. We'll talk only about positive aspects. So you will try to finish your courseworks and confirmation within the deadlines given, well ahead of the deadline given. அங்கே 2 years coursework சொன்னாங்களா, நீங்கள் 6 monthsல கூட முடிச்சிடலாம். It's your ability, right? 3 yearsல confirmation சொல்கிறாங்களா, நீங்கள் after coursework, after RAC, you can finish your confirmation meeting. Let us be very much positive and try to finish our program within the minimum duration specified in the regulations book. Am I clear? So once your confirmation order is issued, you'll proceed with your research, right? You will take some time to finish your research work. So the quality and the quantum will be decided by the supervisor, will be approved by the doctoral committee, and then you'll move towards the tail end of the program. The tail end of the program is submitting your synopsis, submitting your thesis, right? Doing your vivacious examination and getting the degree awarded. Am I clear? Am I clear? Any doubt in the program flow? So now, right now, we are in the coursework stage. Ahead of us, we have confirmation, synopsis, thesis, vivacious examination, right? We will talk about each one of these clauses in detail as we proceed further, right? Okay, so as said, regulations, it's the Bible. Nothing can happen outside the regulations book. So please get yourself familiarized with respect to the contents of the regulations book. And now we prepare the regulations based on the UGC's guideline. If you look at the PhD degree, we will have one statement put in the degree that is awarded to you as per the PhD regulations of UGC 2016, as per the PhD regulations of UGC 2022, like that. So with respect to UGC's PhD guidelines, higher education guidelines, we are right now following UGC's 2022 guidelines. So many of the clauses present in the regulations book are as per the guidelines given by the UGC, right? Okay, so let us dive into the regulations. We have several clauses. As said, whatever is relevant to you, we'll talk in detail. We'll try to interact, and whatever is not significant for you as a scholar, we will just have a light touch upon it and then we'll move forward. Okay. So clause 1, it's about general eligibility. Based on that only you have been given admission, right? Clause 2 is about educational qualifications. Based on that only you have been given admissions, right? You are all put in a particular faculty. If you hail from EEE department, you are under the faculty of electrical engineering. So we have put you in a basket relevant to your PG qualification, right? Right? So then mode of PhD admission, we have 2 categories, full-time and part-time, right? Now the duration is different. Full-time, if you are from engineering technology background, you can finish it in 2 years. If you are from science background, you can finish it in 3 years. So the minimum duration varies for full-time between the faculties, right? However, part-time is 3 years for engineering and technology and 4 years for science and humanities, right? So there is a change there. And in either cases, the maximum duration is 6 years. May it be full-time or part-time, the maximum duration of the program is 6 years, right? நம்ம என்ன பார்க்கணும்? We should only look at the minimum duration, right? It is said that you can finish your PhD within 2 years abdina, then our aim should be finishing it within 2 years, right? Not extending the program and no going beyond 6 years, right? Okay, and that is an important clause. The full-time research scholars are expected to sign the attendance register in the department on all working days. And if you are a fellowship recipient, you should also be taking up some assignments given to you by the head of the department, right? If you are non-stipended, if you don't receive any fellowship, you won't be given any academic load, right? But if you are a fellowship recipient, then they might be giving you some academic assignment, right? I think it's around 8 hours per week, right? I'm not very sure. You can have a check with your department, right? But both stipend recipient and non-stipend recipient, they should be signing their attendance register regularly, right? And research scholar working place, wherever your supervisor is, that is your working place, right? If your supervisor is in X department, that X department in that institute is your working place. Suppose if your supervisor migrates to Y department, you will also migrate to Y department. You don't stay in X department. Am I clear? So supervisor enga irukraro, that is your working place. Am I clear? Right? So as long as your supervisor is in one department, that is your working place. If supervisor migrates, automatically you will also migrate. Right? Supervisor anga poitara na inga irkenna, there is no agenda, such agenda. Am I clear? Right? That's another thing you have to be clear. And with respect to part-time, we have two types of part-time scholars, internal scholars and external scholars, somebody within Anna University and somebody outside Anna University. Okay, change of category, next important thing which directly hits on you, right? You might have joined as a full-time scholar. Maybe for some reason you want to convert your category of study from full-time to part-time. It is permitted only after the confirmation of your provisional registration. It is permitted only after the confirmation of your provisional registration, right? Under extraordinary cases, right? Some very bad incident, some financial crunch, some medical emergency, some under extraordinary situation, the Vice Chancellor can give you permission to change the category, right? During your PR time, during your provisional registration time. So the center will not have any command over that. So the regulation says, if your registration is confirmed, you can go for a change of category. But under extraordinary circumstances, the VC is empowered to give you change of category. The director is not empowered. So we cannot directly issue you a change of category. And this change of category can be exercised only once during your entire duration, program duration, right? So once you convert it, you cannot revert back, right? And once again, under extraordinary situations, circumstances, it will be taken to the Vice Chancellor to give you the second change of category. But as long as the center is concerned, right, we can give you only once. That's what the regulation says. Am I clear? Right? Is the clause clear? Right. Okay. Next, fourth one is with respect to the recognition of research institute, department and centers. You are all pursuing your research in a department which is recognized by the Center for Research. So all government institutes they get permanent recognition. But if you go outside Anna University, we have so many private institutions, we have other state central institutions, they might also interested to do their PhD research with Anna University. So they have to get recognition from us, right? So we have institute level recognition, which means all departments will be recognized, for which we'll take metrics like their NBA, right? They should have acquired NBA for at least 2/3 of the eligible program, or they should be having NIRF ranking within 200. So we have certain guidelines, and based on that we will issue them the recognition, and only the recognized departments, right, they can admit students or enroll students for PhD programs. Not everybody can do, right? And we have a tenure. So now after 3 years they should be renewing. If it's R&D department, after 5 years they have to renew, right? So if they fail to renew, they cannot conduct the PhD program. Under such circumstances, all the scholars enrolled in that particular center, department, institute, they should be transferred to some other department which is recognized by the university, right? Let us not dive deep into it. It's not going to directly hit on you, right? Then mode of selection, you cross this barrier and then you are here, right? So we conducted written test, we conducted interview, right? It's once again as per the UGC's guideline, 70% weightage was given to the written test and 30% to interview. Then we had your consolidated score, right? And then it was placed in the research board. The research board will fix the final cutoff marks, and whoever is crossing that cutoff, they are recommended for PhD admission, and whoever is less than that cutoff, they are not recommended for the admission. You guys have passed that, qualified that, you are recommended, and you are sitting here, right? That's the mode of selection. And admission, you received your admission based on your PG qualification, right? See, please remember that previously we used to specify the faculty in the degree certificate. So, awarded degree in the faculty of mechanical engineering, awarded degree in the faculty of civil engineering. But since the last convocation, we are not specifying what faculty it is. We will be specifying only the PhD thesis title, right, in your degree certificate. But for administrative reasons, you are put in a faculty, right? Because sometimes people will request for change of faculty. I want to migrate from this faculty to that faculty. During that time, we will ask them the background. So what courseworks they have done, what research they have conducted, which journals they have published, are they relevant to the new faculty that they are requesting for. Then we'll send the document to 2 faculty chairpersons, we'll get their recommendations. It's a huge work, right? So now we decided not to specify the faculty, so anybody can have their own choice, right? So the thesis title will be put on the degree certificate, and they can claim their domain based on the thesis title that is printed on the degree certificate. However, for administrative purpose, you are all put under certain faculty. Am I clear? Right? So that's what. And the last one is very important. The supervisor, joint supervisor, the research coordinator, the doctoral committee members, they cannot be relatives to one another. That's very, very essential, right? So there are some ethics that has to be followed, and if there is a relationship between 2 people, then somebody has to compromise something for the benefit of the others. So such things should not happen to ensure the quality of the research being conducted, right? So please do ensure that this clause is getting satisfied, right? Okay, supervisor recognition. Again, it doesn't directly hit on you, but tomorrow you will become a supervisor. Yes or no? Right? Upon the naaleya thevik, for the need of tomorrow, you should work today. Right? Am I clear? Today you are a scholar. After 2 or 3 years, you will earn your degree, and after earning your degree, you might convert yourself to be a supervisor, where you will be starting to guide scholars. So this is also essential for you to know what are the requirements for supervisor recognition, right? Only if you get recognized by the center, right, you will be permitted to take scholars under your supervisorship. So it's the need for tomorrow, but you have to work today to satisfy the need for tomorrow, right? And once again, we follow UGC's guideline to give supervisor recognition. Right now, you should be working in a recognized department, right? Or even if you don't work in a recognized department, you will be given recognition, but you cannot enroll students under you, right? But for that, you should be working under Anna University, right? You cannot work in some deemed university and claim for recognition, right? You have to work under any colleges affiliated to Anna University, right? And some of the requirements, you should be a regular faculty or a scientist, right? Regular faculty if you are an academician, or a scientist if you are working in any R&D labs, right, which are recognized, right? And then based on the cadre, right, you could be an assistant professor, associate professor, or a scientist. Based on the cadre, you might have different requirements to be satisfied, right? Suppose if I am an assistant professor, then I should have 3 papers, right, to get a recognition from Center for Research as a supervisor, right? Now what we will say is, among these 3 papers, 2 papers can be from the CFR list of journals, and 1 paper can be from Scopus or UGC. Now UGC has stopped, they have this UGC care list of journals, they have withdrawn that. So no more UGC care journals, right? So it should be at least a Scopus index journal, right? Appo you should have 3 papers to your credit if you are an assistant professor to become a recognized supervisor. அப்போ அந்த 3 பேப்பர் எப்போ earn பண்ண முடியும்? At least during the time of your PhD, right? If you are finishing your PhD with 1 paper, then after PhD you have to work and prepare 2 more papers, publish them, and then only you will become eligible for supervisor recognition, right? But what if you can do it during the time of your PhD? That adds value to you. Your thesis is also strengthened, and you will also be easily getting your supervisor recognition immediately after finishing your PhD program, right? Suppose associate professor, they want 5 papers, right? Among that 5, 3 can be from the CFR list of journals and 2 from Scopus. If you are a professor, 4 from CFR list of journals and 1 from Scopus, right? So these guidelines are printed in the document, right? Look for the eligibility and know if you are eligible, you can apply for supervisor recognition to Anna University, right? And regarding the CFR list of journals, we prepare the list of journals based on JCR report, right? Obtained from Clarivate Analytics, right? So we get the list from Clarivate Analytics. We'll apply our conditions, right? There will be certain conditions like the 5-year impact factor should be greater than 0.3, right? And the journal should not have been blocklisted by CFR. Like that, we'll apply some of our inputs onto the document, and then we'll filter, and we will make it readily available in the Center for Research website. So if you visit website, there is one tab called journals, right? Please do check if that journal is listed in the CFR web page, right? நீங்க ரெண்டு விஷயத்தை ensure பண்ணிக்கணும். You have to ensure 2 things before approaching a journal for publishing your paper. Number 1, it should be listed in the CFR list to become eligible for synopsis approval, right? Number 2, it should be on the real page. It should not be on a fake page. Sometimes there will be cloned journals, right? ஒரு ஜேர்னலோட எக்ஸிஸ்டன்ஸ் வந்து சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் XYZன்னு ஒரு ஜேர்னல் இருக்கு, அவன் 2023 அவனோட கவரேஜை ஸ்டாப் பண்ணியிருப்பான். He might not be publishing paper after 2023. But some malicious element, what they will do is they'll create an image web page for that particular journal, and he will be attracting papers on some financial basis. He'll charge like 5,000, 6,000 rupees. He'll attract papers. He'll start publishing there. And without you checking the originality of that particular web page, right, you'll pay some money, you'll lose some money, and you'll get your paper published, and then you'll come to us, then we will verify, and we'll find that you have published your paper in the cloned website. What we will do? We will return your documents to you. You have lost your money, you have lost your time, you have lost your energy, you lost your peace as well, right? So there is a website called SkyMagor, SCIMAGOR, right? SkyMagor, wherein you can go and check the original web page of every journal, right? So SkyMagor, just Google search, you'll find SkyMagor. Just type in the journal's title, it will give you the complete details. எப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாங்க, எப்போ எண்ட் பண்ணாங்க, பப்ளிஷர் யாரு, எந்த கண்ட்ரியை பேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க, அவங்களோட ஹோம் பேஜ் என்ன, all these details are available in SkyMagor. Okay, so please refer to SkyMagor and ensure the originality of the journal before publishing, right? Am I clear? Right? Anybody is asking for money, just think twice why that money is asked for. So somebody will be asking APC, article processing charge, right? Somebody will be asking for open access fee. Some journals are traditional submission, they don't charge anything, they'll charge only the subscribers, right? Please see why you are paying for it, right? Please see why you are paying for it, and ensure the authenticity before making any payments to the journal, right? உண்மையிலே that journal is existing or not, verify பண்ணிட்டு proceed பண்ணுங்க. Am I clear? Right? So 1 decade back we did not have much of APCs or open access journals, but journals are continuously transforming. Now they wanted to have open access journals. We cannot stop them, right? but at least ensure that you are making your publication in the right journal or not. Am I clear? The center, the university is asking you to publish at least one journal to get your degree, right? See that you do it with ethics. See that you don't lose your money during this process. One journal, right? But don't go and demand your supervisor, I published one paper, no, please allow me to submit synopsis. The regulation clearly says the quality and the quantum of the research work is defined only by the supervisor and the doctoral committee member. So the curricular requirement is one paper, right? The curricular requirement is one paper. சரியா? பட் ஒரு பேப்பர் படிச்சிட்டானா சூப்பர்வைசர் வந்து சினாப்சிஸ் வைக்கணும்னு கண்டிஷன் கிடையாது, ரைட்? He can assess the quality and quantum and he can decide on it. ஓகே, இதில் இன்னொரு worst கேஸ் ஒரு சினாரியோ இருக்கும். சப்போஸ் நீங்கள் பேப்பர் ஒரு ராங் சேனலில் போயிட்டு பேப்பர் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க விதவுட் அவேர்னஸ், ரைட்? ஒரு காம்ப்ரமைஸ்ட் பியர் ரிவ்யூ, ரைட்? You published your paper, you gave it to us, we processed the synopsis, the thesis went to the examiners, right? And no, இந்த ப்ராசஸ் நடக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு 7-8 மாதம் போயிருக்கும், ரைட்? சப்போஸ் 1 year கூட போயிருக்கும், மேபி எக்ஸாமினர்ஸ் கிட்ட கூட போயிருக்கும், வைவோஸ் கூட ஸ்கெடியூல் ஆயிருக்கும். A day before வைவோஸ் examination, the journal will say the paper has been retracted, right? Because of compromised peer review. What the center will do? Center will not permit you to proceed further, right? You've crossed almost all barriers. You are at the verge of completing. Tomorrow is your viva's examination, but today the paper has been retracted, right? It is going to cost you much. You will lose your peace, right? So please don't indulge in anything that is outside the publication ethics. That is always safe for you. ஒரு பேப்பர் தானே கேட்குறாங்க, ரைட்? Are they asking you to publish in Q1 journal? No. Are they asking you to keep the impact factor above 5? No. They are asking you to publish only within the list given by the center. Am I clear? So that one journal, if you process with no perfect ethics, then you will not face any problem in the future, right? See, many things are happening. When you come there and look at people, you can find so many instances. If you want to avoid such bad instances, if you want to have a smooth transition, after joining, till the completion, it's better you follow the ethics, you better follow whatever is given in the guidelines. Am I clear? Any doubt? Right? Okay. And these things are if you are a government staff, you'll retire at 60. So up to 58 you can enroll students. If you're a private organization, they'll have retirement up to 65. They can enroll to 63. Not required. You're young people. Okay, change of supervisor, right? Another important thing. Now this option is available in the scholar login, right? Suppose if your supervisor is migrating to a non-recognized institute, your provisional registration is not confirmed, right? Under such circumstances, you need a change of supervisor, or there is a ruffle and tuffle between you and the supervisor, you want to have a change of supervisor, right? It is all permitted, right? And you can also do that only once during your entire duration of study, right? And suppose if you migrate to a new supervisor, you have to work with the new supervisor for at least a period of 1 year and produce one research outcome, one research paper. Only then you will become eligible for synopsis. Am I clear? For some reason, I migrated to a new supervisor, then you should be working with that new supervisor for at least 1 year, right? And produce one paper to qualify for synopsis approval. Luckily, you are all in university departments, so mobility will not happen much, right? So this clause will be rarely applicable. There won't be much of a mobility. Even if they retire, right? If the faculty, your supervisor retires, right? If the provisional registration is confirmed, you can still continue to work with that supervisor for a period of 1 year and finish your degree. And if it is going beyond 1 year, you can have a research coordinator who is an administrative authority to take care of your research activities, right? So even if your supervisor retires, he can continue to guide you for the next 1 year if your PR is confirmed, if your provisional registration is confirmed, right? And if you don't submit your synopsis thesis within that 1 year after the retirement, right, the retired faculty should appoint one research coordinator to take care of your administrative activities. Under such circumstances, your supervisor will be a supervisor. There is no change in the supervisor. But when your PR is not confirmed, if your faculty is retiring, then you have to go for a new supervisor. Am I clear? That's why those who are at the verge of retirement, like 58 years, up to 58 years, they can enroll. We will ask them to have one joint supervisor along with them. So even then, if people retire without confirming your provisional registration, at least the joint supervisor will be aware of your activities and he may be nominated as a new supervisor. Am I clear? Right? So those provisions are also available. And the change that we made in 2025 regulations, right? Earlier we had, if confirmation is done, you can have the same supervisor, even if he migrates to some other non-recognized department or institute. But the change we made in 2025 regulation is, it's not only confirmation, right? There should also be a publication, right? If your supervisor is migrating from the recognized department institute to a non-recognized department or institute, if there is a publication made and if the PR is confirmed, only then you can have the same supervisor with you until the completion of the program. If there is no publication made, then you have to seek a new supervisor, right? And whenever the supervisor is migrating to a non-recognized institute or department, there is always a need for a research coordinator, right? Right? So, in the absence of supervisor, there are two things that could happen. In the absence of the supervisor in the recognized department, two things can happen, right? Suppose the supervisor is going for a postdoctoral fellowship to some Taiwan, right? He may not be available in the institute for the next 6 months, but he will be coming back after 6 months, right? Under such cases, you can have a supervisor in charge, right? He is away from the department or institute for a period of 6 months, but he will be back, right? So 6 months, there is one progress report period sitting there. Somebody has to sign your progress report, right? So what has to be done? Somebody should be there to sign your reports. So a supervisor in charge can be nominated before the person flies, right? Right? Suppose he is not returning back, right? Then the supervisor in charge can be nominated as a supervisor, right? If he is not flying back after 6 months, then in the interest of saving the scholar's research, the supervisor in charge can be nominated as a supervisor, or a new supervisor can be nominated by the head of the department, right? 6 மாசம் ஆயிடுச்சு supervisor வரலனா, in charge can be supervisor or a new supervisor can be appointed. Am I clear? That supervisor in charge. Research coordinator means when he will never come back to the recognized department, like somebody from Anna University moved to NITR, NITTR Chennai for a new appointment, right? That person will never come back to Anna University, right? Now what the clause says, if the provisional registration is confirmed, if a publication is made, then that faculty can continue to be the supervisor. But in the ஏதோ ஒரு கேஸ் மீட் ஆகல, கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் முடிஞ்சிச்சு, பப்ளிகேஷன் இல்லை, பப்ளிகேஷன் இருக்கு, கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இல்லை. Under such cases, the faculty cannot continue to guide you, right? Cannot guide you. You have to seek a new supervisor, right? Now, confirmation has happened, you made a publication, faculty moved to a different institute which is not recognized by Anna University, right? Under such circumstances, you can have research coordinator. I said two people, right? Supervisor in charge is one, or short term you can use supervisor in charge, but no supervisor has permanently gone to a non-recognized institute or department, he will never come back here, but your confirmation is done, you have made publication, right? If I appoint a new supervisor, you have to work for 1 more year and make new paper, That's difficult. So what I can do, I can have one research coordinator who will help me administratively. The research coordinator will not take any credits of the PhD completed. இப்போ நான் ஒரு PhD முடிக்கிறேன்னா I'll say under my guidance some people have finished PhD, but that credit cannot be taken by research coordinator. He is just an administrative authority. He will help you conduct the meeting, he will help you pass your financial documents, right? All these things he will do, but he will never take the credits. He is not supposed to take the credits. Am I clear with the nomenclature? Supervisor in charge is temporary. Research coordinator is permanent if the supervisor is migrated to a non-recognized institute or department. Am I clear? Okay, that is what is given in these slides. Even if scholars, if they migrate, right, they can still continue to do their research work, right, if their provisional registration is confirmed. But currently we are admitting scholars from deemed universities also. முன்னாடி எப்படி இருக்கும்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா only people associated with Anna University they can do research. Now it's not like that. People from SRM University, people from Hindustan, people from VIT, they can also do research with Anna University provided their institute gives an NOC. Or sometimes a private affiliated institute faculty member might be migrating to a deemed university for a better offer. She will be supported, right, provided the provisional registration is confirmed. However, under extraordinary circumstances, we can seek the approval of the Vice Chancellor to help them to move from one institute to another institute without disturbing their PhD. Am I clear? Yes? Okay. In case there is a ruffle and tuffle between the scholar and the supervisor, and you are seeking an NOC from the supervisor, supervisor says, I won't give you NOC, but scholar badly needs an NOC, supervisor is not supporting, you can always walk to Center for Research, right? Please don't stay away from Center for Research, right? உங்களுக்கு என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்தாலும், right, அதை ஃபஸ்ட் லெவல் எப்படி சால்வ் பண்ணணும்னா சூப்பர்வைசர் கிட்ட சால்வ் பண்ணணும். Try to solve your issues at the level of the supervisor. If your problem is not getting solved, try to solve it at the level of the head of the department. Head of the department. Okay. If your problem is not solved, right, then try to visit Center for Research and seek a solution for your problem. Right. First, it should be solved at the level of the supervisor itself. Right. You can have some discussions and you can always settle your problems. If it's not done, take it to the head of the department. The head of the department will try to solve your issue, right? That's why he or she is nominated as head of the department. Even then, if the problem is not getting settled, right, don't seek opinions outside Center for Research. Come to Center for Research and get your problem solved. We are here to serve you. It's a center to serve you, right? So don't stay away from the center. For all your problems, we have a solution. If you don't have a solution, we can get you a solution, right? So if there is a problem between you and the supervisor, your NOC is not getting done, then you can always write to Center for Research. We will form a committee, we'll place your problems there, and the committee will try to resolve your problem. We call that committee as Grievance Redressal Committee, GRC. Do they talk only about the scholar's problem with respect to supervisor's issue? No. The forum talks about any problem faced by the research scholar, right? It's called GRC, Grievance Redressal Committee. And we conduct this meeting periodically. We'll collect certain number of issues, we'll place it to the committee. The committee will have some senior people, either they are on rolls with Anna University or they are retired, right? We'll place the issue in front of them. Because of their expertise, because of their knowledge, because of their seniority, they might have undergone similar problems during their existence in the university. So they will give some solution to you, to us, right, which you can apply, right, 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 but not at the cost of compromising somebody. It should be a genuine problem, a genuine solution will be given, right? Accordingly, the problems can be settled. சரியா? இதை தாண்டி இது வேற மாதிரி, don't take it in a different angle. Try to solve at the supervisor level. or at the level of the head of the department, or come to center, we will try to solve it at the level of the director, or if it could not be solved at the level of the director, we'll take it to a committee, right? And then we'll seek their recommendations and then we can issue you a solution. What is the committee called? Yeah, it's GRC, okay. The information is available in the Center for Research website cfr.annauniv.edu poningana. Left side there is a pane, right? And bottom you will find grievance redressal committee. And there is an email ID given. You can always post your concerns in the email given. Or you can also write and then submit a document to the Tabal section. Am I clear? Okay, the number of scholars. Again, it's as per the UGC's guideline. If the supervisor is an assistant professor, at any point of time, as a supervisor, joint supervisor, he can guide only 4 scholars. Associate 6 scholars, professors 8 scholars they can guide. Okay. Then program duration, this I said in the beginning itself, if you're a full-time candidate, it's 2 years or 3 years depending upon your background, engineering, science, technology, architecture. If you're management with engineering, it's 2 years. If it's management with science and humanities, it is 3 years. Right? Right? So we should always strive to finish within the minimum duration given. Right? Then break of study. Right? Suppose again, for some medical reasons, for some financial reasons, you won't be able to continue your program, right? But you want to finish your program, but not now. I want to postpone it. Then you can avail this option, break of study, right? Please keep us informed. Please keep us informed. If you don't keep us informed, you will end up in trouble, right? Suppose you are moving abroad for some reasons, for some personal reasons. You're moving to Dubai, you will not be available in the supervisor's place for 6 months. Please avail break of study and then get your order and then move on. Seriya? Keeping us well informed will solve so many problems. We will also issue post facto break of study, right? அது எப்பனா நீங்க வந்து என்கிட்ட சொல்லும்போது, if you come and tell us, we can solve the problem, right? But எங்களுக்கா தெரிய வரும்ல, அப்போ it's a big problem. Am I clear? If you come and tell us, it's always easy. But we will come to know in a different channel. That's always difficult. It's like violating the Ph.D. regulations, right? Please don't violate the Ph.D. regulations, because violation of Ph.D. regulations will lead to the cancellation of registration, right? So let us not talk anything bad about it. You keep us informed, get your things done as per the procedure, as per the regulations. Am I clear? Okay. So the break of study period will not be counted for minimum duration, but it will be counted for maximum duration. 6 years na 6 years tha. And the 6 years la 1 year break of study nalo 6 years tha. I had 1 year break of study intradhanala, it cannot extend to 7th year. Am I clear? So break of study period, we will, please note all your doubts, we will solve at the end. Okay. If the break of study period will not be counted for minimum duration, however, it will be counted for maximum duration. And during this period, you have to pay your fees. You have to submit your progress report. You have to submit your progress report, right? There is no compromise for that, right? And if you don't pay your fees, not for 2 consecutive times, or if your progress report is not satisfactory for 2 consecutive times, then again, it is liable for cancellation, right? Okay. Extension. Let us not dive into extension. We don't want extension. We can finish within the minimum duration or at least before the maximum duration, right? Again, we made a small change here. Earlier, we used to have 2 extensions. So, minimum duration, you can finish and go. Otherwise, within 6 years, you can finish. If you don't finish within 6 years, you have to get your extension. You have to get your extension. That is beyond 6 years, right? This option is available in the Scholar login, and if you could not finish it within 6 years, if you're not submitting your synopsis within 6 years, then 3 months before the completion of 6 years, 3 months before the completion of 6 years. 5 years and 9 months. You have to raise the request for extension. 5 years and 9 months la you have to raise your extension request, right? And we will give you one extension for 2 years. Munadi it was 2 extension broke into 2 parts. First ஒரு 1 year, அப்புறம் ஒரு 6 months, which means 7.5. But now we are giving in 2025 regulations, we are giving 2 years extension. Munadi 1.5, இப்போ 2 years in a single spell to complete your course. அப்போ 6 plus 2, 8 years. அப்போ அந்த 8 years இருக்குல்ல, last 6 months, that is 7.5 years மேல, right? You should submit both synopsis and thesis, right? Right? 5 years and 9 months, if you are projecting that you will not complete your synopsis within 6 years, you have to raise the request for extension. We will give you 2 years extension, right? So 6 plus 2 is 8 years. You can submit your synopsis anytime between 6 and 7.5, right? Only synopsis. But if it is 7.5 and above, it should be both synopsis and thesis. Am I clear? Right? So 6 years la irundhu 7.5 kulla neenga synopsis mattum submit pannittu proceed pannalam. If in case you are not doing it within 7.5, then between 7.5 and 8, both synopsis and thesis should be submitted together. We will not collect only the synopsis from you if you exceed 7.5 years. Right? We are in 2025. No, 7.5 years is like 2032. Right? I am talking something about 2032. But I sincerely pray that you finish before 2028. Okay? Done. So, next doctoral committee. Again, the provision is available in the scholar login. If you want a change of DC member, see the DC member is chosen by the faculty chairperson based on the title that you proposed for your research, right? So it cannot be changed immediately as you wish, right? So supervisor change can be given by the center with the powers of the director. However, doctoral committee member change cannot be given by the powers of the director. It is given only by the powers of the chairperson, who will not approve your DC member change without a valid reason. So some of the reasons: member is not responding to DC meetings, member is deceased, right? No, there is a change of research topic, right, before the confirmation is issued. Now the topic is changed, so the field of research has changed, so you might require a new member. Or any other compelling reasons, right? Any other compelling reason, it can be anything, right? Some conflict of interest, right? So under such circumstances, the doctoral committee member can be changed with the approval of the faculty chairperson. Am I clear? Yes? Next, program structure. We did talk about this in the flow itself. You'll start with coursework. You will do 4 courses for 12 credits. They are PG level courses. Please remember, always it's PG level courses. May it be the physical classes that you attend or NPTEL courses. Please ensure, if it is NPTEL, anga level nu kuduthirupanga. There will be a terminology called level. They'll specify like UG bar PG, research scholars, and mari potirupanga. Please ensure that you are doing only PG level courses. Am I clear? And all 4 courses can be conducted in the online mode through the NPTEL platform, right? And no, the CGPA should be 12, and suppose, sorry, the CGPA should be 7, and suppose if you get lesser grade, check, suppose if you get some lesser grade in one of the courses, you can always redo it or choose a different course, right? And no, the best among the thing that you have done, suppose you did 6 courses, adula best of 4 edutittu, if you are meeting that 7.0 requirement, it's also good. Am I clear? Right? So first DC போடும்போது you might have listed some 6 courses. Among the 6 courses, you will do only 4 courses, right? And you can only pursue courses after the approval from the DC members. First DC meeting முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா தான் நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும், கோர்ஸை என்ரோல் பண்ணி பர்சூ பண்ணிருக்கணும். You're already doing a course, right? You're already doing a course. The course started during January, but PR was issued to you during March. You cannot claim that course because the course was not approved by the DC and you took it before it was approved by the DC. Am I clear? So courses approved by the doctoral committee member should be taken after the DC meeting and you will have to write the examination and get your grade sheet. Am I clear? Am I clear? Right? Right? And there is also provision for reappearing. It's all put in the regulations book. Please refer to that. So 6 courses are listed. You will do 4 courses. Suppose we are not meeting that 7.0 requirement, you will take another course from that 6 and try to finish it off. Suppose நீங்கள் லிஸ்ட் பண்ண கோர்ஸில் சில கோர்சஸ் ஆஃபரே ஆகலை, என்பிடெல்லையும் அது ஆஃபர் ஆகலை, நோ டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லையும் அது ஆஃபர் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா, யூ கேன் இன்ஃபார்ம் அஸ் த சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ் ஒர்க் through a revised DC meeting and then only you can take it. Without the approval of the doctoral committee member, you cannot do any new courses which are not listed in the first DC meeting minutes. Right? So we have given you options. 6 courses la 4 பண்றீங்க, அப்ப 2 வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரா இருக்கு. So choose பண்ணும்போது நீங்க ப்ராப்பரா சூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் வராது. பட் ரேர் கேஸ்ல ப்ராப்ளம் வரும். Some courses will not be offered. Suppose if you want to go for a new course, please conduct an online DC meeting, get the approval of the doctoral committee member, submit the minutes to us, right, and then pursue that course, right? When you don't do that, when you come for confirmation, when these documents are not available with us, what we will say, that courses are not considered, which means again you have to lose your time. Am I clear? So those courses which are approved by the doctoral committee member should alone be registered, should alone be pursued. Anything done before cannot be claimed. Am I clear? Yes. So as said, coursework within 2 years, confirmation within 3 years. But minimum duration another 2 or 3 years now. Right? So try to finish it ASAP. Then comprehensive examination, we did talk in detail. So let me not repeat it. Then research outside university. You might get an opportunity to work with some professors outside India or outside Tamil Nadu for a period of 6 months or more, right? They might be very good opportunities for you, for your career. You can take up those assignments with prior information to Center for Research and getting an order from us, right? Say for example, you get an opportunity to work with some professor in Taiwan on a materials lab, right? So you will give those documents to us, you will request for a permission. We will permit you, we will not stop you, we will permit you, right? See, we have to know all those details. Suppose you end up with some trouble in Taiwan and no, the center doesn't know you are in Taiwan. What we will do if somebody is asking for a detail, right? So anything that you do, it should be through a proper channel, right? Am I clear? Am I clear? So you will take up the permission from the university and then only you will proceed for any assignments outside the university relevant to your research. Relevant to your research. So you will conduct some experiments outside, right? Some foreign universities. You will be using those details in your thesis, right? It's a part of your research work. It is permitted up to a period of 1 year. Up to a period of 1 year. So again, the director is empowered to give you permission up to a period of 1 year, right? And you have to return after 1 year. And after a month, only after a month, you can submit the synopsis. Not immediately after returning. And any paper that you are making out during this 1 year, right, relevant to your research, right, with, by conducting some experiment in the foreign university, in those communications, in those papers, either you should be the first author or you should be the corresponding author if you want to claim that work in your thesis. Am I clear? Right? Some XYZ university, Canada pone, I did some experiments there. I'm using those work in my thesis abdina. Then those work, if you are publishing, right, either you should be the first author or you should be the corresponding author to claim the research in your research documents, right? Suppose if you want to extend your period beyond 1 year, it is permitted with the approval of the Vice Chancellor, and the grace period is only 3 months, not beyond 3 months. It's only 1 year. With the powers exercised by the director, he can give you permission, but beyond 1 year, 3 months time can be given with the approval of the Vice Chancellor. I did tell in the beginning itself, right? We work for the Vice Chancellor, right? So we have to take the approval from our bigger boss to permit. So that is given. So the last point, if the period is extended only under extraordinary circumstances, permission will be given for an additional period of 3 months. Right, monitoring the progress of the scholar. See, we have something called as progress report. Every 6 months once you have to submit your progress report. We are doing that through online mode only, right? So during June of the even semester and during December of the odd semester, you have to submit your progress report, right? So now the scholar login will have an icon called progress report. Just click on it. You will enter some data about whatever you have done for the last 6 months. You will submit. The data will reflect in the supervisor login, right? The supervisor will go through that. He will recommend. He will say whether your performance is satisfactory or not. Then he will submit. It will go to the head of the institute or head of the department in case of it is a university department. You are all university department students, so it goes to the head of the department. If you are outside the university, it goes to the head of the institute, like the principal, where he will approve the attendance, and then the consolidated report reaches the center through the head of the department or through the head of the institute. And only if this report is received, we will allow you to pay the semester fees. Okay. 2 things you have to remember. First point, the moment you initiate and submit the progress report, you can track where it is pending in your scholar login itself. Scholar submitted progress report on, the date comes. Supervisor approved the scholar's progress report on, the date comes. Right? The scholar's report approved by the institute on, the date comes. The consolidated report is submitted to Center for Research on, the date comes. The progress report is approved by the Center for Research on, the date comes. So whenever there is a date, it means the action is completed. When the action is completed, then you will be allowed to pay your fees. But any field that doesn't have a date, it means the action is not completed. If the action is not completed, then you will not be permitted to pay the fees. Right? So you don't have to bother coming to CFR. You can just, by clicking your or logging into your scholar login, you can find where the document is pending. Right? That's one point. The second point, after you submit, it goes to the supervisor, right? He says whether your performance is satisfactory or not satisfactory. As I told you, if you receive 2 non-satisfactory, right, consecutively, then your registration might be cancelled. So please ensure that even if one time you receive not satisfactory, next time you ensure that you get satisfactory report from the supervisor. But suppose if he gives 2 times not satisfactory, then you will be in trouble, right? And no, those who take break of study, please discuss with your supervisor before he makes a recommendation. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes. And another thing that we added in 2025 regulation is that, and regarding extension, I missed one point. I said 6 years plus 2 years, right? For female candidates and person with disability score more than 40%, we give them 2 more years, right? Which means 6 plus 2 is 8 years, which is again plus 2 for female and people with disability score, more than 40%. For those people, it is 10 years, right? Am I clear? Right? Because that additional 2 years for maternity, child care and all those things. And we have also added another clause with respect to the provision of leave as per the UGC's guideline. So all female candidates, scholars, they can take 240 days leave towards maternity and child care without break of study. So no, full-time scholars, they'll get 15 days CL every semester. There are 2 semesters, so 30 days CL they can avail, right? If you are a female scholar, then you can take 240 days towards maternity and childcare. This is over and above your break of study, right? Am I clear? So extension is 6 plus 2 is extension. For female scholars and people with disability, another 2. So 10 years is the maximum duration. So at any cost, this 10 years cannot be exceeded for those 2 category of people. For others, it's only 8 years. The program duration cannot exceed 8 years. So this clause is there. Then with respect to publication, we have another provision, right? If you are highly dedicated, motivated, highly workaholic, sincere, right? Then instead of 1 paper, if you can make 2 papers in the CFR listed journals, then you can submit your thesis 3 months ahead of your minimum duration. Say for example, if you are a full-time scholar, the minimum duration is 2 years for engineering background, 3 years for science background. Now we have 2 papers in the CFR list of journals, right? Then what you can do, you can submit it 3 months before the minimum duration, which means 1 year and 9 months for full time with engineering background, or 2 years and 9 months with science background. You can submit your SNOP, which means you are saving 3 months of time, right? So that you can exercise. So no, if you can finish your research with much more higher acceleration, then you can avail this clause, right? But no, you have to ensure that at least if you are doing it in the minimum duration time, that is less than and the minimum duration irukilla, adukku 2 paper venum. But minimum duration ku apparona 1 paper is sufficient. Like after 2 years for full time, or after 3 years for part time with engineering background, or after 3 or 4 years for science background, you will need only 1 paper, right? But whichever the paper that you are claiming for approval, they should meet certain author conditions, right? I'll tell you what it is. The paper that you publish should have only 4 authors, right? This is for the minimum requirement. That is 2 papers before minimum duration or 1 paper after minimum duration. And the one paper, at least one paper or and the 2 paper, whatever the condition that I say should be applicable. Suppose you make 5 papers, all 5 la idu kadiyadu, right? Am I clear? You make 5 papers, right? But whatever condition I'm going to say now need not be applicable to all 5 papers. But at least those that is required to meet the condition, adukku idu meet agum. Like 2 papers for before minimum duration and 1 paper for after minimum duration. The conditions are: the paper that you claim should have only 4 authors. The first 2 authors should be the scholar or the supervisor. If scholar is the first author, no problem. If supervisor is the first author, scholar should be the second author. The corresponding author should be the scholar or the supervisor or the joint supervisor if applicable. Mostly irukka maatanga. Oru vela irundha joint supervisor. So the corresponding author cannot be a third person. If the corresponding author is a PG student, it will not be considered. So please remember, 1 paper should have at least 4 authors. The first 2 places should be occupied by the scholar or the supervisor. The corresponding author is the scholar or the supervisor or joint supervisor if applicable. If you are doing it before the minimum duration, 2 paper la the condition satisfy aganum. The 2 papers that you claim for submission before the minimum duration, 1 year and 9 months poringalla, appo and 2 paper enna panum, this condition should satisfy. And again, that 1 year and 9 months or 2 year 9 months will be counted from the date of your provisional registration. I issued an order on 1/2/2025 அப்படினா அந்த 1/2/2025 ல இருந்து தான் 1 year 9 months count பண்ணனும், not 1/1. We follow two calendars. One is this PR date, The other is 1/1/2025, which is Jan session, 1/7/2025, which is July session. For extension, other things, we use this Jan session, July session. But towards the counting of minimum duration, right, we'll calculate based on the PR date. Am I clear? Right? Am I clear? Right. So you have to ensure that you meet this author requirement, and we also consider granted utility patents for synopsis approval. Granted utility patent, not design patents, utility patents. Right? Again, the condition is, see, in patent there are two different people, they will be coming into picture. One is patentee. Patentee is applicant, one who holds the patent. The other is the inventor, right? The inventor need not be a patentee, right? So when it is patentee or the applicant of the patent should be either the scholar or the supervisor or the institute of the supervisor where the research is conducted. Am I clear? It cannot be a third person. It cannot be a third person. Scholar, illa supervisor, illa institute. Illa moonu perume sendu kuda irukkalam, not a problem. There cannot be a third person in the patentee list. In the inventor list, whatever the condition for paper that comes here, there can be only maximum of 4 inventors. The first 2 inventors should be the scholar or the supervisor. There cannot be a third person, right, outside this 4. I mean 5th person, right? Now all these details are legibly written in your regulations book. Please read through the book. Okay, another thing is if you publish a paper, immediately some journals will give volume number and issue number. Some journals will not give. They'll take their own sweet time to give volume number and issue number. For synopsis approval, we'll take this early view articles, first view articles. However, for thesis scrutiny report, we want your paper to be published in the issue. Sariya? As said, no, we will not be considering special issues, right? Only regular papers will be considered for synopsis approval. Papers published in special issues will not be considered. It will be considered if it is a Q1 level journal, subject to a recommendation from a technical committee. Right? So you have published your research in a special issue of a journal which is Q1 ranked. We can consider, but not directly. We have to take up some recommendation from a technical committee. We have to constitute a committee. We have to put your files there. We have to check the details. They have to approve. It goes to the vice chancellor. It's a huge process. Right? Right? So try to publish your paper in the regular issues to the extent possible. And then submission of synopsis will ask the supervisor to nominate the examiners. Please refer to regulations and stick on to the guidelines given in the regulations. Yarallam podalanu alla potirukku. Who can be the Indian examiner? Who can be the foreign examiner? It is listed, right? So please follow the guidelines given. If you don't follow the guidelines, we will return your documents. You will come back again. And the return that will consume some time, which is going to cost your research time. As long as it is intact, what we need, if you furnish, we will process it, right? If it is violating the guideline, we have to return the document. If I am returning the document, it is going to cost you some time. You are going to lose your time. Am I clear? So please don't do anything outside the regulation. Please stick on to the guidelation. See, possible, wherever it is possible, you have given the statements. Give this, give that, and we have given. Please read them and then nominate. Okay. And foreign examiners can be of Indian origin, provided they are working in an institute which is QS ranked within 500, and they also have at least 10 papers in Q1 ranked journals, right? Those details please do ensure. Then it goes to the examiners. You prepared your synopsis, you gave to us. You prepared your thesis, you gave to us, which we applied our norms into it. We'll check for plagiarism, right? So when it comes to plagiarism, I'll be talking about that shortly. Please ensure that you write your thesis. Don't copy paste, right? Don't copy paste. If you copy paste, see, according to UGC's regulation, even if it's a common knowledge, when I say common knowledge, any laws, statements, definitions, right? Any common knowledge, Up to 4 consecutive words, it is accepted. Beyond 4 consecutive words, it is considered to be plagiarism, right? Verbatim. So please ensure that you write your thesis by yourself. Even if you're referring to some literature, and if you're writing the literature review section, capture the idea and put it on your words. Don't copy the abstract and paste it. They're all considered as plagiarism, right? Again, if it is plagiarized, we have to check the plagiarism level. We have to apply UGC's guideline there. If it is exceeding above 40%, there are some penalties given. We have to impose that penalty to you. Again, it is going to cost your research time, right? That's all. So then after the submission of thesis, it goes to the examiners. They will evaluate, they'll submit the recommendations. Then again, you have to conduct one DC meeting. You will recommend oral panel, subject expert. It goes to the vice chancellor. He will nominate one subject expert. Then oral examination will be conducted. You will submit the document to us, right? It's just a process. Then PhD is awarded. So please see that you don't fall in clause number 21. Under what circumstances you will be given LFC, liable for cancellation. Please avoid all those circumstances. Then if you want to publish your thesis as a book, it is permitted, but provided you give an acknowledgement in the book that this work is based on a PhD thesis, right, submitted to Anna University, or based on a thesis for which a PhD degree is awarded by Anna University. So give an acknowledgement, right? So get a written permission from us. We will issue you a permission to publish your book with statement stating that give us acknowledgement, and after publishing, give one copy to the Center for Research, right? And then the center has the power to modify any clauses stated here. As I told you, there can be circumstances outside whatever discussed in that book. We will modify that and give it to us, give it to you as an amendment. You're supposed to follow the amendment, right? Then plagiarism, I did tell you, right? Please don't indulge in any kind of a plagiarism, right? That is going to cost your research time. நீங்க என்ன தப்பு பண்ணாலும், right? என்ன தப்பு பண்ணாலும், it is going to cost your time, right? Am I clear? See, any mistake, you might be thinking, okay, இது வந்து surpass போயிடலாம். Somebody will be giving you some wrong, misleading information. Please don't fall prey to them. Please stick on to the regulation. Any deviations from the regulation is going to cost your research time, right? If I take your thesis, if I'm going to apply our norms into your thesis, if it is passing the norms, I'm going to keep it on the other side, right? If when I apply the norms to the thesis, if it is not falling within the norms, what I will do? I will not keep it this side. I'll keep it this side. It will stay here for some time, right? And this side it keeps coming, right? அது வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும். We'll be processing around 1,000 theses in a year. When I keep it here, it is going to take some time for me to take it again and look at it. That time is like 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, who knows? So don't give a chance for people to put it on the other side. Always give a chance to move from one table to another table, for which please follow the guidelines. So we follow Turnitin. According to UGC's guideline, up to 10% plagiarism is acceptable, right? Similarity is acceptable. But because we use Turnitin, the university is giving you provision to go up to 25%, but not beyond 25%. So any research document that you submit to the university, like your paper, the thesis, right? It can have similarity level only up to 25%. It cannot go beyond 25%. And even this 25% is arrived after removing your own sources. நீங்க எழுதின பேப்பர் எல்லாம் காட்டும், பிளாக்ல காட்டும். And there is a misleading information outside. நீங்க பேப்பர்ல எழுதினதை you cannot directly use it in your thesis. So some people, what they will do, they will rewrite their own paper in thesis. That's absurd. Am I clear? So some people will be telling, you wrote a paper, it is available in the repository, right? Now you write a thesis, the plagiarism is, the list is showing your own paper, which means you cannot use the same words that you used in your own paper. So some people, they are rewriting their own paper. Not necessary, right? So what we will do is, we will exclude your own sources. We will exclude your own sources. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்னா, whatever you have claimed for approval, we will exclude. Whatever you have not claimed, we will exclude subject to the existence in the document or relevant to your research or based on the author conditions that we see. You might have authored one paper with PG Scholar where the PG Scholar is the corresponding author. You have not shown that document to us during the approval, but while checking plagiarism, it is showing that document. We will not exclude. We will not exclude because the corresponding author is a PG student, which is not, which cannot be used as a research in your thesis, correct? So anything that is not meeting our requirement, we will not exclude. Anything is within the framework of the regulation, we will exclude. So we will exclude your own sources, we will exclude the bibliography, we will make no compromise for some small matches. இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு தான் 25%, right? After excluding whatever is possible, it should come down to 25%. Do you think that is okay or not? It's not like you upload பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் number காட்டும்ல, we are not taking that number. We are arriving at a number after making so many exclusions. And UGC says 10%, we say 25% after doing all these exclusions. That's a big number. Even if you're not falling within that 25%, then there is a problem. And any individual sources in the list of potential match, it cannot exceed 10%. See, this is also applicable to journals. Any journal that you communicate, they will also put your paper in plagiarism software and they'll check. But the problem is, every publisher will have their own guideline. IEEE will have one guideline. Springer will have one guideline. Elsewhere will have one guideline. Correct? அப்போ ஸ்ப்ரிங்கர்ல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க, அங்க பிளேஜரிசம் சொல்லல, but you are saying it is plagiarized na, they might have had a higher level, but we are having some lesser level. They might be saying 40% is okay for me, but we are saying 25% is only okay for me, because 40% they accepted your paper, but for us it is only 25%. We cannot accept your paper, right? So whenever you write your paper, right, whenever you write your thesis, please subject it to plagiarism check and make suitable modifications. Ensure that the plagiarism level is less than 25%, less than 10% as per what the UGC says, right? Right? And also ensure, right, you use only the authorized platforms. Some people, what they will do, friend of friends kita kuduthuruvaanga, right? They will have some proxy. They will not have the licensed version. They'll use some proxy. The proxy is from Pakistan, the proxy is from Indonesia, the proxy is from America, right? When they check, they will exclude and they'll give the report to us. But when we check, we don't exclude. Some match is shown with respect to Pakistan's repository. We don't have access to Pakistan's repository. It may be your own document, but we cannot exclude because we could not open the document and ensure that it is yours. Are you catching my point? Right? X gave me a document to me. I used an unauthorized version of the plagiarism check software, because of which it is getting reflected in some other country or some other institute, right? Now the scholar, he himself or herself checks the plagiarism. He is finding that it is showing in Pakistan repository, Indonesia. What the scholar will do? Okay, this is my document only, I'll exclude. They will exclude. They will show us a report like 25% or lesser. But when we reconduct the check, again it will be showing to us, right, Pakistan, Indonesia, but we will not exclude that. We will exclude only we can visually ensure the document is yours, but that is a private content. So no private content will be accessed by us. Now what your thesis will be, what we will do, we'll put it on hold. Now the Center for Research will say, we could not see the document, you please help us. What you will say, I did not do this, I gave to my friend. What the friend will say, I did not do this, I gave to a third party. What the third party will say, I don't have access to that proxy. Now what you will do? It's a deadlock situation. Neither the center, and the Mari, we have around 5 theses sleeping for the last 1.5 years. Suppose if we ask them to give declaration, like okay, these are my documents only. Tomorrow, if it is proven that it is plagiarized, my degree can be withdrawn. Give me a declaration. They will not give declaration. Whose problem is this? So please don't indulge in such activities. And also, you give your document only to your supervisor, right? Please don't give your document to anybody else. Anybody can misuse that document. Suppose I am a good friend, right? You gave the document to me. I am a bit jealous about you, right? So what I did, I took the document, either I published it by myself or I gave it to somebody else to publish, right? And the paper gets published before you publish, what happens? You have lost your work. இதை contest பண்ணணும் இப்போ, right? You go complaining about this, a committee will be formed. Again, what you're losing? You're losing your research time. So any deviation that you undergo from the regulations, right, it is going to cost your research time. Please remember that, right? கேட்டது ஒரு பேப்பர், கேட்டது ஒரே ஒரு பேப்பர், அதுக்கு சில கண்டிஷன்ஸ், அதை சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்ணனா நீங்களும் சந்தோஷமாக முடிச்சுட்டு போயிடலாம், நம்மளும் சந்தோஷமாக அதை முடிச்சு கொடுத்துட்டு போயிடலாம், ரைட்? Am I clear? So please follow that. So these are UGC's regulations. Please have an eye on our website. We will be posting the informations on the website, right? Every day at least 2 times. காலையில் வந்தோன்னு ஒரு வாட்டி, சாயங்காலம் போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு வாட்டி, right? Please check for the announcements, right? Apart from the Center for Research activities, we will also be posting some other activities, like recently we have this India AI mission going on. They're posting that information. Then Startify, they're posting that information, or any research level programs happening within the university we are posting. So please have an eye on the Center for Research website, right? And so this section, the right side இருக்குல்ல, this side, latest announcements, கீழே view all ஒரு option இருக்கும். If you press that, you can land up at this page, right? இதில் present news, archives இருக்குல்ல, அதில் past news இருக்கும். If you want to check anything, going back in the period, you can find that in the archives, right? Then I told you about GRC. Any problem, please try to solve at the supervisor level, at the head of the department level, or please come to the Center for Research. We will try to help you. Don't complicate any situations. We are here to help you, right? So please believe in that. And please don't take any recommendations or any guidelines, suggestions from the third party whom you think are experts, right? Nobody is expert. Even I am not an expert. எனக்கு தெரியலனா at least I will go to the right person and get the information for you, right? Right? Center for Research is the right place for you to get your problem solved. There is no proxy for Center for Research, right? So please do follow that. And we have 2 awards for scholars. One is the Certificate of Recognition, the other is the Outstanding Ph.D. Thesis Award, right? If you publish your research findings within your duration, program duration. When I say program duration, it's like your PR date to Viva date, or the 6 years duration, maximum duration, whichever is earlier. நான் 3 வருஷத்துலயும் முடிக்கலாம், 2 வருஷத்துலயும் முடிக்கலாம், 6 வருஷத்துலயும் முடிக்கலாம். பட் 6 வருஷத்துக்குள்ள கண்டிப்பா முடிச்சிருக்கணும், கரெக்ட்டா? So within the maximum duration or the Viva date, whichever is earlier, அதுக்குள்ள if you are making one paper, communicate and accepted, published, right? Fully done, one Q1 paper will give you a certificate of recognition, right? The second is Outstanding Thesis Award, again for which you should have published 5 papers at Q1 level during the program of study, right? Sir, I finished Viva yesterday, by today I communicated the paper, abdina not accepted. So before Viva or at least on the day of Viva, enna irukano, full publish aayirukano, so that you will be claiming that for your PhD program, right? At least இப்ப நீங்க thesis ல claim பண்ணிருக்க மாட்டீங்க, பட் thesis-க்கு Viva-க்கு ஒரு 6 months டைம் இருக்குன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்களேன். அந்த டைம்ல ஒரு பேப்பர் கம்யூனிகேட் பண்ணி acceptance வந்திருக்கும். அப்ப Viva-ல என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? List of publication-ல அதை நீங்க காட்டுவீங்க, right? So during the program of study, if you have 5 Q1 papers, right, then you can get this Outstanding Thesis Award, right? But all these 5 papers should satisfy the Center for Research condition, author condition, plagiarism condition, duration condition, regular paper, not special issue, research articles, not review papers, right? So there are certain guidelines, and if you follow, you will get this Outstanding PhD Thesis Award. So I wish everyone get these awards. We are ready to give awards. Just get your awards. That's all. Okay. Now, any doubts? Okay. I would recommend one thing. See, the industry is given you NOC to do your research,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
But the industry may have objections to use their ideas in your thesis because it becomes a triangular scenario now. The supervisor, his or her institute,
Yeah.
the scholar,
Yes, sir.
the other point is the industry. If there is a proper memorandum of understanding, right, between the supervisor's institute and the industry, you can clearly specify what are the takeaways, what are the royalty share or whatever it is. No, if there is a clear document, then there is no problem. The patentee can be an industry also. Under the situation when there is no clear evidence that industry is a part of that invention,
Okay.
right, it cannot be done.
Understood, sir. Okay.
Okay.
And second question, sir, regarding this part-time candidate, how frequent we need to send a progress report? It is a
For
7
everybody,
months,
it's 6 months.
6 month only.
June time, December time.
December time.
And there is one more thing that I forgot to say. After confirmation meeting, till the submission of synopsis, all the scholars should do annual DC meeting. Right? That is, every year there will be one DC meeting after the confirmation of provisional registration. And this meeting is mandatory. And only if you do this meeting, your PR will be enabled. Suppose நீங்கள் சினாப்சிஸ் வைக்க போறீங்கன்னா ஆனுவல் டிசி தேவையில்லை. இப்போ எனக்கு இந்த ஜூன் மந்த் எனக்கு ஒரு பிஆர் ப்ரோக்ரஸ் ரிப்போர்ட் வருது, நான் வந்து எனக்கு மே மாதம் ஆனுவல் டிசி மீட்டிங்க்கு டியூ டேட்டு அப்படின்னா, ரைட், நான் மே மந்தில் சினாப்சிஸ் வச்சுருன்னா ஆனுவல் டிசி தேவையில்லை. சப்போஸ் ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு ஹேவ் மை சினாப்சிஸ் ஆஃப்டர் ஜூன், but my annual DC is due by May, then I should finish my annual DC, right? Your supervisor login will have annual DC meeting kind of icon. If he clicks that, he can view the list of eligible students for annual DC meeting along with the due date. And the date kulla varna panikonu annual DC conduct pannindirukano, then only the progress report will be enabled.
Okay, sir. Attendance regarding the part-time candidate, anything it is mandatory for industry?
Of course, yes. Okay, I mean the regulation might say at least once in a month. But if you want to finish it earlier, then there should be frequent interaction between you and the supervisor. It's about what you prioritize, whether you prioritize your research or you prioritize your work, right? If you prioritize research, then you will finish it early. If you prioritize your work, then you're compromising research, then that will take a lot of time. So please do interact with your supervisor frequently. There is no time limit. You 1 hour தான் பேசணும், 1 week தான் பேசணும்னா கிடையாது. You speak every day, not a problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, if the DC member retires, what?
Okay, as long as he is getting retired from a government institute, he can continue. Right?
After retirement, you have to change the DC.
No,
member.
that's what I'm saying. As long as he is from a government institute, he can continue as a doctoral committee member by providing information to us. So what we will do is we'll update our records as retired professor. Right? Suppose if he is ailing from a private institute, under such circumstances, you have to change your DC member.
You mentioned about plagiarism. How we can actually, when we are writing our thesis or any story, is there any process?
As long as the university department is concerned, we have license with Turnitin. All faculty members of this university department, they have given the login ID and credentials for Turnitin. So you can prepare the document, give it to your supervisor. The supervisor can check and give that to you.
Is there no way we can check it ourselves?
You are scholars, right? We can give only provisions for the faculty. You are under the faculty. The faculty can give you access.
And another thing, you were talking about semester fees. Like for example, I have got admission last year. I paid the fees last year in August, and was for some reason document missing and all. I could not join the first the classes. I have started from this January itself. So what would be the regulation?
Fees once paid is paid for that session. Whether you join the program or you don't join the program, it doesn't bother us. Okay. So you paid the fees for that session. Are we stopping you from joining? No. It's that you decide to join or not. So you have paid fees for January 2025 session along with the admission fees. That's valid up to June 2025. And July 1 is the next session for which you will be intimated to pay your fees, and you have to pay your fees.
Intimation will be there.
There is no carry forwarding and all. Once paid is paid, that's all. CFR list of journals. There is no Q1, there is no Q2. As long as it is in the list of journals given by CFR, in that if you publish 2 papers, you can finish it off 3 months before. Provided the supervisor should agree for it, because he is the one who says, who approves the quality and quantum along with the doctoral committee members. No, not even. Applications. Affiliation, okay. Affiliation, it should be either the affiliation of your supervisor, like no, you are university department scholars, so you can say you are CEG, AC Tech, department of so and so, like that. Suppose if you are a part-time candidate, right? If you are working in some XYZ college, which you reported to us, which is in our database, that you can use, right? But if there is a mismatch between the affiliation that we have and affiliation that you are claiming, then we will not consider. That's what I told you. It should either be the scholar's affiliation should either be the affiliation of the supervisor, or if he is a part-time candidate working in an institute, we have the data with us, no, it should be that institute. Suppose you work for ABC college, right? It should be ABC college, but you moved to CDE college, but you did not update us. There could be n number of Srirams, n number of Vinod, n number of Dinesh. How do we validate? Correct? That's why every 6 months once, when you submit your progress report, you should update your affiliation to us. If you're a part-time scholar, you have to say which is your affiliation to us.
Sir, sir, in terms of MS plus PhD, what is the procedure, sir, and how many papers have to be submitted for MS plus?
For
PhD?
MS, there is no need for a publication. It could be some refereed journals. It's not like from the CFR list of journals. It could be some journals, some refereed journals,
Okay.
or international conference publication for you to migrate from MS to PhD. And whatever I spoke for PhD is directly applicable to you.
Okay, sir. Actually, I have taken MS plus PhD. It is
First, you will be
integrated-
finishing your MS,
Okay.
right? And then after satisfactory completion of MS, you will be moving to PhD. And whatever I spoke now is directly applicable. There is no change.
In MS, I need to submit any papers or only
That's what I
coursework
told
is
you, no?
required?
It's only coursework, but the degree is MS by research.
Okay.
Therefore, you have to publish some papers, but not from the CFR list of journals. It can be anywhere.
Okay.
As
sir.
long as it's a refereed journal, it's okay.
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 So, and one more thing, sir. The duration and all same only, right? For MS plus PhD.
Actually, no, the regulation book is pending approval with the committee, right? So, we are expecting their approval shortly.
Okay.
Once we receive, we will post that in the internet. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine, fine. So what is the maximum coursework we have to take in?
That's what. The document is pending with the committee, right? Now, I cannot make any commitments through this video, right?
Okay.
So, no, give us some time, it will be posted online.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Thank you very much for the very clear presentation. I represent ICCR students who have joined in September 2024. My first question is, do we fall under 2025 regulation?
Of course, yes.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is, I saw in one of your presentation you mentioned 4 NPTEL courses are allowed. Does that mean we don't have to do any PG courses and only 4 NPTEL can be done?
Yes.
Okay, because
See,
last
4
time,
courseworks are required. If you want, you can do all these 4 courseworks through NPTEL platform.
so now not attending any class at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I have already joined the courseworks, but I'm just asked a doubt. And the second thing is, as ICCR students, we do receive a stipend for our stay, and our fee is waived. It's paid by the central government. So I would like to know what are the other opportunities that are available for us, because we are doing the research in Anna University.
With respect to fellowship?
It's not a fellowship, it's called ICCR scholarship.
No, I know that. But what kind of other advantages that you are seeking for?
Like, for example, if my project is contributing to climate action, do I get access to the fellowships that are available in India as a foreign candidate?
I don't have a very clear answer for this question, because no, ICCR, they have their own guidelines,
Yes.
right? Now,
But
these,
not about the project that
yeah,
we are
I
doing.
understand, but I don't have a very clear answer for this, because there is one more agency involved in it, ICCR agency, right?
Okay.
Those that are approved and recommended can be executed. But without knowing what their guideline is, I cannot commit on anything, right? So because no, that's a gray area for me. So I don't have an
No,
answer
that's
for
okay.
that.
That's okay, sir. But it would be good, like, if we happen to
Maybe you
learn
can
more
discuss
about-
with your supervisor if there is any opportunity like that, right? You can check the guidelines of the agency, right?
Like, let
And
me
then-
give you an example. Like, my project will be on solar power
Okay.
from the Institute of Energy Studies. There are a lot of climate change related fellowships and funding available.
That's what mostly no, these agencies which they are giving no, or these announcements in the eligibility they will specify he should be a citizen of India,
Yeah.
right? When that is a clause available, then you won't be able to apply for it. But there could be some other agencies where they will say any foreign nationals, pursuing a degree program in so and so university, UGC approved university, like that they will specify. So it might vary from one agency to another agency.
I understand. So, can I apply through the university? Like, if Anna University
Any
is
support
applying,
that you want, we will extend.
we'll extend.
Suppose if they're asking for a certificate, we can give you.
Okay. And second question is, what if, since I am coming from the Seychelles Islands, what if I want to do the experiment in the context of my country also?
That's what I said. There is a provision called research outside university.
Okay.
1 year time is given to you. You can move to your place with prior approval from the university, do the experiments there, come back here.
And use it in the
Yes,
project
yes,
thesis also.
yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And I highly appreciate the extra criteria that you have allowed for female candidates. It's really commendable.
UGC's guideline.
Thank you very much.
Credit goes to UGC. Thank you. Anything else?
It's a self-paced course, sir. Most of us, okay.
No.
That's good. That's thank you.
After submitting the progress report, we have to submit that no objection certificate, right? Every 6 months we have to submit if we are changing the institute, for example, for more better offer. So, is it necessarily like as soon as we shift, we have to submit the NOC and update the CFR, or like we have to update only the supervisor?
No. Any change in your data that you have submitted to CFR through the application form, if there is any change, as and when the change occurs, you intimate to us. Right? Suppose you're moving from one place to another place, you can always write a letter to the director, attach relevant evidences, and then give it to us. Along with that, when you do your progress report, it will ask you, where are you working? Is there any deviation from what is given in the application form? Give the information there as well. All of that, simple.
So, and one more question is, if once we are changing from part-time to regular, that is
Full-time.
Full-time. So, like, what are the stipends that can be processed?
No, the university has only one fellowship, Anna Research Fellowship, which is already done. Okay, for your session, it's already done, right? So you may not be able to get that stipend. However, if your supervisor is winning a project, if he is getting one project grant, if he is in need of a JRF, right? If you're an eligible candidate for your supervisor, then you can always be a part of that project. So you can convert from part-time to full-time and give us the intimation that you're working in so-and-so project under this particular person. Yeah, that you can do. No, we have only one fellowship, Anna Research Fellowship. There are 50 beneficiaries every year, like 30 plus 20 for July session and January session.
We have
put together.
criteria for that too.
Yes,
Okay.
the
But
minimum
I cannot
CGPA
do
requirement
it
is 8.
later.
No,
as soon
that's
as-
what, we do it for every session. Your session is over. So along with you, so many people have joined, we have shortlisted people, we conducted interview, and though we found the beneficiaries for ARF Fellow for this session. So it's done. There is no carry forward or the previous session people will not be counted for the next session, right?
Yeah, I'm doing, actually, I just joined this part-time only in March.
I remember, sir.
Yeah. So when will be my doctoral committee, when it will be formed, or it will be in the website?
Sir, your supervisor is Pradeep Kumar,
Yeah,
sir.
yes.
Sir, if your I think your doctoral committee letters are sent to your supervisor. He has to check the supervisor login.
Okay.
It's done much before, sir.
Okay. So he has to inform me, or
Sir,
I get informed?
the documents are available. So the PR is available in the scholar login and supervisor login, but DC list is available in the supervisor login. So please ask him to check his supervisor login. There is an option called documents dispatched. If he clicks that, your name will be listed, and alongside you can also find the DC PDF.
Thank you.
It's done much before, much.
Oh, it was done much before.
earlier.
Okay.
Yes,
I
much
didn't
earlier.
get the information. Okay, I'll contact you.
Yeah, please check, sir. I'll also make a check on that, sir.
Yeah,
okay.
thanks.
Yeah.
So I'm Prabhakar. Thanks for giving the detailed information.
Yes, sir.
Any possibility to take the self-study for the
There is
coursework?
no directed course. There is no self-study course. It's only the course either you do along with PG students, in a physical mode, or you do it in the NPTEL platform. That's all. No other options.
No other options. Okay.
Any other doubts? Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
If my supervisor has any tie-up or collab with other university professors, am I eligible to add their name in my paper?
We have limitation up to 4, right?
Yes, sir.
One is you, the other is supervisor. 2 places are occupied. 2 more places vacant. You can fill with anybody.
If I have more than one papers and on the rest of
I
the
said
papers,
at least one paper that you claim should meet this requirement.
Yes, sir.
If it's before minimum duration, 2 papers should meet the requirement.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you are making 5 papers,
Yes, sir.
1 paper can meet this requirement, remaining 4 need not meet the requirement. It can be anything. You can have 5, 6, 7 authors, no problem.
Yes, sir. Also, I have this doubt on coursework. My provisional registration was confirmed in the month of Jan, sir. And but the courses have already started in the month of Jan, and my DC meeting happened in the month of February. So, am I eligible to continue that course or not?
What is been actually NPTEL courses started on 25th of
sir,
January,
this
right?
course, I'm actually doing it inside the
In that case, if it is physical contact mode, then you should have 75% attendance. Then only you are eligible, right? So if you are meeting 75% attendance eligibility, then you can claim that.
Yes, sir. Also, I have this doubt in the coursework that if we have the same course done in our previous UG or
Yes,
PG,
you cannot do that again.
yeah.
Yes, you
Okay,
cannot
sir.
do that again.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we'll break for lunch. It's already 1:10. Okay. So any other doubts? I'll be here only. And then we have 2 other people sitting here. You can always discuss. Right? Have a very fruitful time. And as I told you, please try to finish off your PhD within the minimum duration and not after the maximum or during the maximum. Right? Thank you. Thanks a lot. See you.